Howdy guys, I'm Bubble Fortress, and welcome to episode 7 of Kingdom Quest. In today's video, I tried to build 100 build ideas in 100 days. Real quick before we get to the challenge, I want to say that this list is from fWhip's video, 100 build ideas for 1.18. Go check it out, link in the description. And there's also going to be a lot of links in the description in this video, because I did use a lot of tutorials for some builds, or looked at other people's builds that they built. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the challenge. This took a while to make, probably too long than it should have. And I hope you enjoy. This is going to be fun. I hope. It's kind of scary, but I'm excited. Okay, to the challenge. Day 1, we start off with the idea/project board, and I went really simple with this one because I just put it behind the house, and we're also going to leave the signs blank because, you know, we have a whole list full of things we have to do this episode, but we'll use it in the next episode for sure. I have a lot of big ideas planned for this area and for Portsfield, and I think they'll be really cool. Also, on this challenge, we're going to repeat some of the fields and maybe change a couple builds that I already had before this episode, but I'm just going to keep it vague so I don't spoil anything for the rest of the video. Still on day 1, we moved to the fallen tree and the throne out of the fallen tree, and I put these over at my lumberjack area called Birchburn. And this is on the smaller part of the island. There's another big island off near the sunset, if you can see it back there. And I want to make a giant bridge connecting these two, and I think that would be really cool. Fair warning, some of the clips are really laggy, and that's because sometimes my Switch won't handle the entities in those chunks, or I cut the clip wrong when I was recording it, and that's most likely the case. But some of the shots are retakes, and that's why you will see blurring out in back of videos, or level jumping, or the tool durability going down, and it's just because I had to go back after the challenge and re-record them while I was editing the video. I'm really sorry for the quality of this one, and I'll try to do better next time. It's just my Switch won't handle it sometimes, and I'm still trying to learn how to record. On day 2, we finished the cabin in the woods, and I like how it looks kind of, you know, quaint, cute, and we're leaving most of the interiors empty in this challenge because we don't really have time to do all the interiors, especially for the bigger buildings. Also, I like how I positioned it right next to the lumber mill. Moving on to day 3, we start off with the custom oak trees, and I like how they look. I haven't done many custom trees before, but I think these look cool, kind of encasing the pathway there. Alright guys, just finished the pumpkin and melon farm, and this is the night of day 6, so we are way behind on schedule. And the next build is the farmhouse, so that'll encase this, and I want to make a second floor so I can house villagers in the farmhouse, since the bottom floor will be taken up by the pumpkin and melon farm. So I'm gonna probably have a doorway here and then a staircase here, and that's what this big watermill is for, because the farmhouse was supposed to be like episode 3 or 4, but I just never got around to it. So here we go, into the farmhouse. Alright, day 11, and I finished the barn. That took forever. Not the barn, the farmhouse. So I'm going to do the interior of the bigger buildings, probably in a later episode or off camera. But I left the door there because I don't have any spruce doors right now. And zombie on the watermill. Alright, anyway, day 15, and I finished all 4 of the giant fields. Hang on, let me get down. So we have carrot here, then potato, then wheat, then sweet berries. And I love the way this looks while you're walking through. When I can expand the path through here, and boom, it looks really cool. Alright, on to the next thing, which is a windmill. Alright, let's get to it. On day 19, I finished the windmill, and you may be wondering why I put it there and not next to the crops. It's because I'm gonna have a door. So stay tuned for that. So anyway, about the windmill, I went with the medieval design, and I like the way the blades look, and this is like the second windmill I've made, so I'm kind of proud of this one, and I like how it's positioned on the hill. Also on day 19, we finished the vineyard, and you may see some buildings in the background. Just don't pay attention to those. I couldn't blur them out, and I had to retake this shot too. Also on day 19, we finished custom rocks in the sheep pen and a covered pig pen. So I'm obviously not good with animals because some baby sheep escaped.
Even the babies are one of the most dangerous animals in the world, so I built this cage to keep them secure so there's no possible, oh my god.
But, the sheep pen is, I fixed it when we made the butcher, the village butcher shop on day 27, and you could see that, I kept the pig pen where it was because, you know, the pig pen is awesome. And the butcher shop was way too big, and I probably should have made it smaller, but now I have a lot of creative freedom for the interior, so I guess that's a plus. Day 30, I made a tent in the woods, and I built this at the Lumberjack Island Birchburn, and I like how it turned out. It looks like it's just sort of nestled there, and I want this area to look like a bunch of lumberjacks are just going in and out, and there's just a bunch of houses there. And I don't remember where I saw this, I just kind of built it from memory, so there's no link for this one. Day 34, I finished the chicken coop, and this took way too long. Part of it was getting materials, but the other part was trying to get the chickens in there. And I probably should have just stopped trying to get the chickens in there after it took me like a day to get them in there. Also on day 34, we made the oversized pumpkin patch, and I just took 4 pumpkins and made a giant, or 8 pumpkins and made a giant pumpkin. And it looks really cool, especially with the leaves looking like the vines in there. I also like how I put it right beside the farmhouse. Day 41, we finished the bakery. And this bakery is by Big Tony MC, and I'm really sorry for this clip, it is really laggy, but more about the bakery. I didn't use the actual tutorial, I just looked at the thumbnail, so some things may be different from this tutorial if you go and look at it, but I'm still going to link him, his video and his channel. But I really like how it turned out, and I like this style of building, how the roof is, and the way the frame is, how they're connecting, and I might do more of it, but I like how it looks different. It stands out from the rest of the town in this little area. So I had to retake these shots because the other ones were really laggy. So this is the cake stand that I built on day 41, and I put it right beside the butcher. I don't really know why, I guess because of free space, but maybe the butcher is trying to compete with the bakery, or maybe the bakery put a stall here before the butcher came? I don't know, it's up to you to decide. On day 42, we made a giant cauldron, or a big cauldron, and I put it in the back of the potion shop, so I will probably build an outdoor brewing area in a later episode. But you can see I put the cauldrons in here, and they've already filled up with water. But I like the way this one looks. I really like it. It does look like a cauldron, so that's pretty cool. On day 43, I built some granaries and blurred out background because I had to retake this shot too. This is the, and I forgot to strip that log. Okay, this is the inside of the acacia one. And here is the dark oak, which the insides are not done, obviously. I'll do that in another episode. On day 45, I finished the potato distillery, and I really like the Viking style of roof, so this one is probably one of my favorite builds out of here. Let me know in the comments what your favorite build is of this challenge, because there's a lot. This has already been messed with, it's already aged. But in the back here, I put a big barrel, or I don't know what you would call it. Anyway, this is where the potato juice comes and gets filtered through and gets put in the pump, maybe? I don't know. I'll figure it out in another episode. Day 47, I made a custom lake, and I put some moss, a mixture of andesite stone and cobblestone down at the bottom, and I also put some drip leaf in there, and I think it looks pretty lush, pretty cool. And I did use some sea pickles, which I got from a traveling trader, or wandering trader, and along with the coral block. On day 48, I made a tiny creek, and I put this right beside my house, which I had to push the pond back a little bit, so you can see right here, I had to terraform the area that had my dripstone and lava farm in there, and the dripstone farm is still working. I just had to terraform that hill a little bit, as it was ugly. You know, had to. Also, what would a flip challenge be without some terraforming? Still on day 48, made a small watermill, and I put this right next to the tiny creek, and I think it looks pretty cool. I didn't really have any expectations for this, but I think the spruce trapdoors helped out. Day 49, and I finished the fantasy rocks, which I put around the custom lake, and I think the cobblestone and amethyst work well together. I didn't really know what to do with them, but I think they turned out well. Day 50, I finished the Viking statue, which is made by Gold Robin, and link in the description to his tutorial. It was a really cool tutorial, really cool series with his statue series, and I like the way it turned out. Day 51, very tall custom trees. They're not very tall. They actually look very wonky. They're okay, I guess. I don't know, they're just kind of filler, like a filler build for that area between the granaries and the bakery. Day 52, I made a nomadic villager campsite with a nomad in there, which is actually a baby villager called Nomad, and I put it right next to the ruined house behind the bait of my existence. Day 60, I made a tavern, and this was actually not my build. Believe it or not, I can't build that well, but it was made by Lion Cheater, which link in the description, of course, to his video. It's an awesome tavern, and I can't wait to do the inside because I love doing interiors for taverns, and this has a lot of potential. Day 62, I made some signposts, and I put these out on the dock where I usually start my episodes, but we've been kind of doing them locally inside of Portsfield itself. But day 63, I made a medium wagon, and I put this on Birchburn, my lumberjack camp, and I made the wool on the wagon black and white, sorry. So I think that's going to be the flag for Birchburn. It would be birch, maybe on fire. Still on day 63, I made an under construction house, and I did this to cover up the cactus farm, which I think it covered it up well enough. It kind of looks like they made the interior before making the exterior, which doesn't really make sense. But day 64 made an ancient chapel, and this is also one of my favorite builds. I love the roof on this. It looks very like medieval or gothic. I don't know how what the word is to describe it, but I really like this build. Day 66, I made a big watchtower, and I put it on the rock cliff hill thing area at Birchburn, and I think it's a really cool addition to the lumberjack camp, and it's supposed to warn the lumberjacks when the ships are coming in, so that's why there's so many bells, and I really like the design of this. This isn't a tutorial too, I'm kind of proud of it, because I haven't made very many watchtowers, and this one came out really cool. Day 68, I made a very short, or day 67, I made a very short watchtower, and I like the acacia with the deep slate on this one, and I think I should use that block palette more, or in more builds, in future builds, because it looks really nice, and I like the way that this watchtower sits right on that little hill before you get down to the valley near the big canyon. Day 69, I finished the orchard and some custom rocks and hills, and you can see the orchard looks really cool. And I put some glowberries in there. along with spore blossom to give it some atmosphere. And the rocks came out really cool too. I like the mossy carpet with the tuff and stone there, and I just terraformed this hill a little bit and gave it some moss. Day 70, I made a reinforced walkway, and it just spans through the town right here where I didn't have any paths. And by reinforced, I meant just putting stone brick in there and also giving some railings. And I made the cake stand elevated, and I put some railings over there near the bakery, which you will see in a second what that building is, but those stairs look really cool. But on day 75, I made a greenhouse with an auto bee farm, and I probably should have looked up a tutorial for this one, but I just went with my gut on the redstone, which was obviously a problem because I know nothing about redstone, but it produces a good amount of honey, and it looks really cool on the outside. If you didn't see, I put stained glass paints, or not stained glass paints, stained glass in there to imitate flowers. It's kind of like a pixel art, and that barrel down there is for shears for the dispensers. Day 71, I made a covered bridge, and I know the clips are out of order, but the bee farm was just closer to the pathway, but the bridge just goes over that little waterfall from the big watermill that's near the farmhouse. And although it's really small, I do like this build. I probably could have done better, but it's kind of cute. On day 78, I made a custom pond, which I just turned the pond that was in front of the big watermill into a better looking pond, and I added some more detail. So I just bone mealed some moss around the edges, and I put some drip leaf in there, because drip leaf needs to be in every body of water in my Minecraft world. And the bone meal from the moss made the azaleas grow, and they look really cool. And I also put some campfires underneath some slabs in here, so it looks like the pond is steaming. And or maybe it's foggy. I don't know. That's up for your interpretation. I also made a little pathway right here because this looks very nice. Also on day 78, I made some tiny trees, and the first one I put up here next to my house, and then the other two are along the main path of where I started building. And I also made some down here near the custom trees, so the custom oak trees, but on the other side where it was just one tree, because I felt like you needed a friend, you know? Every tree needs a friend. On days 83 through 87, I made a weaponsmith and an armory, and the weaponsmith has a really cool shop idea, and I really like the outdoor forge. Even though the water doesn't really make sense, I think the forge looks really cool with all the copper. And I wanted the buildings to kind of look the same, because they'll be connected or they're using the same materials, so that's why they're so close together. But I also wanted them, looking the same style, but I wanted them to be different block palettes, and that's why I went with deep slate for the armory. On day 89, I made a large wagon, and this one is a covered wagon. This is also a tutorial, so check the link in the description for this tutorial. I don't know how to pronounce their username, so yeah, that's why I'm not saying it. Also, I made a strand of woolen banners, and I like how it makes the village feel when you walk through it. On day 91, I made the barracks, and I really like how this build looks. I wanted it to look kind of like a fort, but it does look misplaced right now, but I will have more builds surrounding it in the future, so it's just for the time being that it looks sort of out of place. But I like how the stone and the brick look. I don't really have another building that's just stone and brick, and it looks really cool on top, especially with the phantoms dive bombing at me, but the walls look really cool. Also on day 91, I made a large well just out of deep slate, and I really needed a well around here because, carrying the buckets from my old well to there is kind of time consuming. On day 93, I made the bell tower, and I really like the way this one looks. I want it to be kind of ruined, like it's been there forever, and the wireframe up there with the bell looks kind of accomplishes that. I'm really glad it did. Day 95, I started the market stalls, or finished the market stalls, and threw just a couple of them around, and I'll definitely add some more in the future, but I gave them different wool patterns. So the one next to the barracks, or both of them next to the barracks, would be like recruiting tents, or maybe selling some sort of armor, and the one next to the granaries would be selling some maybe crops or flowers. It kind of looks like a flower stand. And the one next to the farmhouse would be definitely some crops. And this one's very small. It kind of looks weird, but that's pretty much all the wool I had at that point. Still on day 95, I made some tiny wagons, and I also threw these around the area, and I really like how they look next to the under construction house. I threw a bunch of them over there, but I want it to look like it was, you know, under construction. And also, I think I'm going to leave the horse there, but I also threw one next to my house, and that one looks really good too. On day 98, I made a small boat, and this is a tutorial from SV Gravity that I used because I've never made a boat before, and it turned out really good. He made a houseboat, but I just made some modifications to make it a regular boat. And I think the sail looks a little off. I stopped the tutorial once he made the base layer, so that might be my bad. It is my bad, but I'll probably work on some other boats, so maybe we can improve over time. On day 99, I finished some dead trees, and I put these over there near my nether portal, which I called Netheria Ruins, and I want to make this place kind of like a ruined village, so that'll be an awesome episode for sure, and this place is going to look really cool after that. Alright guys, it is day 100, and I'm trying to finish up the ruined bridge build, and this is pretty terrifying. I did not get as far as I thought I would. But I'm not too down. I can always have a redemption episode. But I'm liking the way that this is looking. I'm just going to add a few more fence or walls, not fence gates, walls on the edges like this. Make it kind of look like rubble. Alright, we are done with the ruined bridge, and I like the way it turned out. It looks really ruined, but it does look like it was gonna eventually come over here, or maybe there was an island here that sunk. I don't know. Might do that. Lore! This is lore right here. Anyway, oh, that looks really cool. Right there. Very cool. Okay. So the next item on the list is the tiny well and a large fountain. And I have a really awesome idea for the large fountain that I saw in a video that I watched a couple of days ago. This dude put water breathing arrows in a dispenser and had them firing. So it looked like water particles coming up from the center of the fountain. So hopefully I can figure that out in time before we get to the last night of the challenge. I feel like I could have done better on the boat. Let's be honest. Anyway, I will meet you there at the tiny well. Oh yeah, and I meant to do more builds down here through the challenge. That was another thing for the expansion and stuff. I just never got to it, so we will definitely do some more builds through here. Things did not go as planned, obviously. I'm on, like, build 50 something, and I'm on day 100. Oh, jeez. This is the tiniest well that I could build. This is so tiny, and it's actually really cute. Just a little tiny well for a little tiny...
Okay, bye.
Oh, look at you, a little tiny toilet for a little tiny baby to...
Ah! Curse you, tiny toilet!
Anyway. Next is the large fountain. Jeez, this is getting scary. Wait, where am I on the day? Oh no, okay. Hopefully, by the end of the large fountain, I almost jumped on my crops. That would have been super annoying. Anyway, hopefully by the end of the large fountain, I will have time for maybe another small build. But I don't know where to put this large fountain. That's what's scaring me. I'm thinking maybe here, but I don't know, it wouldn't be that grand. I can't really put it in the center here because the centerpiece is more of the pond right here. So maybe, let's see. I'll get back to you when I think I've found a spot. Okay, so I think I found a spot. We can have buildings or market stalls or something like this running around here, right? We'll have the path leading to the fishing village over here, or fishing part of the village, and we can have a fountain sort of off the path. And I'm thinking either right here or right here might make more sense. Oh wait, I should check around the back here before I do decide on a final thing. Will going behind the tavern and over here be better? Honestly, it might be, because I've already kind of populated this area, you know? Because we'll have buildings over here, for sure. So if we put it right here, we'll be kind of setting ourselves up for future builds, and I don't mind that. Forethought Bubble Fortress is better than no thought Bubble Fortress, which is what I usually am. Yeah, that'll be cool. Alright. Actually, we'll leave this here, and we'll just work it in right here. Because we've got enough... Jeez. Does that fail that? We've got enough stone brick. Good grief, I can't even make it. We've got enough stone brick to build the whole fountain. So we'll do this, and we'll make it. Alright guys, so I have not figured out the redstone because I'm a complete idiot and forgot that there was redstone involved. So hopefully I can figure this out real quick. I don't know, maybe we'll need some, I think we'll need some observers and stuff. You know what, I'm just not going to talk about redstone because I'll sound completely stupid. Alright guys, so I couldn't figure out the redstone, but we will... it'll be a one-time use, basically. Sorry, I was trying to complete a sentence there. We'll have a button next to the dispenser, and hopefully, it'll work, with the water-breathing potion. I don't think I have to brew one. I think I have one randomly, like from a buried treasure chest or something. Anyway, we can, look, boom. Did I pick it up? Yep. Okay, anyway. We'll do a one-time use for it. And it'll just be firing until it runs out of arrows, and I'll collect the arrows. Which I only put like, maybe 12 in there. I don't know. I don't want to waste a bunch of them because... Oh wait, I forgot. It has to be... Okay, so... It does 16. We'll do 16. Okay. Well, that's okay. Alright. So we have 16 water-breathing potion arrows. Sorry, tipped arrows. And we'll put them into the dispenser, do the one-time thing, and it'll look awesome for the celebration of the thing ending. But before we do it, we're going to decorate the sides of it, because right now it just looks kind of bland, and I really like that well. It looks really cool. Anyway, it's like the church is surrounded by the water and stuff. Sorry. Also, another completing a thought. I have trouble doing those. So, I'm just going to put chiseled stone bricks in the corner just to add some flair. Pizzazz. Need at least 15 pieces of flair. And then maybe we can add some like corner fences or corner those. We'll add them around the whole thing, maybe. And we can have like a little trim around the edge here. Oof. Jeez, we're so close. We're so close. Okay, okay, okay. It's time to go. It's time to go. We will leave it at that. And we need to put the button back here. Hang on. No. No, don't go in my offhand. No. I still need the scaffolding. Gah. Okay. We are off of that. Okay. Is that 2 blocks down? So 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't know it did that. Oh, that sucks. Okay, well that was a fail, but we did finish it on day 100. We did finish the fountain. Oh, or at least I'm gonna count it as a finish. Need to block this up because that's annoying. You know, we'll just take it. We'll finish. We're gonna count it as finished, but we're gonna repair this real quick on day 101. Oh no, no! Dang it. Should've just done this at the start. Bro, it went all the way. Oh, that's weird. It's connecting with the fence there. Or the wall. That was so. Oh, what the heck? Why is it doing this, bro? Bedrock water physics are broken. For real. Okay. That should fix that, and good grief. That was a lot of things just gone there. The flood of day. I don't even know what day we're on, actually. I just kept counting the days that we were in the challenge. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Okay, you know what? I'll fix it off camera. Oh, jeez. This challenge was awesome. It was stressful at times, but I really do think it helped me with my build style and figuring out roofs and block pallets on the spot, and especially my build speed. I mean, look at the growth of Portsfield that we've done in one episode. 100 days. 100 days. It's crazy. So we started this challenge on day 843 and ended on day 943. And we got done with 59 out of the 100 builds. That is really cool. I'll definitely have some redemption episodes later in the season, so we can, you know, finish the list. Finish what we started. I hope you enjoyed the video, because it was really fun for me to make, and it did take a little while, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay bubbly. I'll see you next time.